7 tips how to make $100,000 a year in any construction business you desire. And let me add that this does not need a college education at all. Get right out of high school and get right in. First thing you need to do, decide which field you want to get into. It doesn't matter if it's plumbing, electrical, flooring, roofing, putting up metal buildings. Become an apprentice, find someone that does what you want to do, and go to work for them. Step number 2, learn every single aspect of that business, and I mean everything, down to how they put screws in, how they lay tile, how they rent equipment, buy tools, deal with the customers, every single aspect you could possibly think of that you would need to learn to do it on your own. And ask your boss, say, hey, I've learned this, what's next? What do I need to learn? How do I learn this? Tell me how you do this. Ask a lot of questions. I promise, if they're a good guy and they want to see you succeed in life, they're going to help you, I promise. Step 3, start accumulating your own tools. After you've done a while, you're going to know what it takes. Start buying your own tools. Start with small ones and then work your way up. Step 4, start doing side jobs. There's 1,000 jobs out there that are too small for the big contractors. So what you're going to do is you're going to get those little jobs that may only pay a couple hundred. You got to do it on nights and weekends, but start picking those up and learn experience on how to do your own business. Step number 5, probably the most important step, do good work. Quality is going to be your best advertisement. I get more jobs through word of mouth than I could ever through advertisement. No matter how much I paid for advertisement, where I put it, word of mouth gets you the furthest. I don't know how many jobs I've got. Someone calls out of the blue and say, hey, you did so-and-so's building. You did a good job. He gave me your number. I want you to come do mine. But it's time for number 6. Just crack out on your own. You got to do it sooner or later. So the final step is the one why most construction businesses are not going to succeed. Number 7, hustle your ass off. You can't do this if you're sitting at home, if you're lazy. You've got to get your butt out there, hustle up the work, do a good job. And the thing about work for yourself is the faster you do a job, the faster you get paid. So if you get a job that pays $7,000 and it takes you 2 weeks, you're only making $500 a day. But if you do a job in $7,000 in 7 days, you're making $1,000 a day. All right, I'm gonna throw a little bonus tip in. Number 8, you gotta have good customer service. There's been once or twice where I was getting close in the job and I made a little mistake and I thought, I can cover that up. It ain't worth it. Just go back, spend the extra $100 or $200, even if it's $500, and extra time and money and labor and materials. If it's a $10,000, $20,000 job, man, I promise it's going to be worth it to do it right, because then that guy's going to pass your name on, and customer service goes a long ways. Even sometimes it's something the customer asked for that I didn't bid. And I'm like, hey, it's going to cost an extra so-and-so materials. I'll do the labor for free if you'll just, whatever the deal is. Customer service goes a long ways. I've been doing this for 8 years on my own, probably about 12 years total. And last year I cleared $130,000. And yeah, I've got an engineering degree, but everything I'm doing, I didn't get with my engineering degree. I started from scratch. I started working with an old man. I learned the business for a year and a half. I went to another guy. I learned with him for another year and a half. And then finally, after 3-4 years of working for somebody else, learning every single aspect, I cracked out on my own. I started my own business, and it's just gotten better ever since. The first year, I don't remember what I made, but I'm sure it wasn't a lot. It might have been 30,000, 40,000. Then, it didn't take long at all. About that second year, I was making about 60, and then a couple years in a row, 70, then got up to 80. And then all of a sudden, business just boomed overnight. By about that year 4 or 5, I think is when I made 100,000 my first year. And I'm telling you, it's worth it. Get out there, bust your butt, and you can make a lot of money with no education. You just gotta have that work ethic. Can't hide that.